And welcome back to Sports Weekly on IEMG. Batter up, we're talking Citrus Belt League baseball right now going into this week in the CBL. Cajon and Citrus Valley are tied for first place going into the last 2 weeks of the regular season. The Cowboys picking up a big win on the road at Redlands East Valley. Let's go out to Rev. There's the Cowboys. They would strike early and often, and they would back a great pitching outing from Gavin Garcia. But let's get to the highlights first, and that's a big-time hit there by Hugo Sanchez. Man, this guy is going to be a star. He's going to knock in Gavin Garcia. Cajon with 3 in the first inning. They had 4 more in the second inning. Evan Valdivia, Nacho scores Sanchez, and that makes it 7-zip. Cajon on top. We mentioned Gavin Garcia. Man, he had a great game. We're going to talk more about Gavin in just a moment. We're going to hear from Gavin in just a moment as well. Big strikeout there by Garcia. Then later, Jordan Salazar, the grounder to second. The throw to first, then the throw across the diamond to third. That one gets away. Caleb Coaster comes home. He coasts across the plate, and it's 8-0. Cowboys in control against the Wildcats. And then it's Valdivia back at the plate. And another base hit for Valdivia. He was eating out there. Look at him go. And then it's going to be Jaden Pinedo. He's going to come up with a base hit right to center field. And that's going to bring home Garcia with another Cajon run. And then here comes Mason McGee. He's going to drive in Antonio Osagueda as the Cowboys tack on another run against Redlands East Valley. A nice hit there to shallow right field to bring home a run. 10-0. Cajon in front at this point. And that would be plenty of run support for that guy, the ace, Gavin Garcia. A strikeout there. He had 11 strikeouts in this game. He is one of the top pitchers in the IE, no doubt about it. He's already signed to the University of Nevada, Reno, but he could get drafted by an MLB team coming up. We're going to talk more about that in just a moment. But for this game, Cajon wins. 14-0 the final score, a 3-hitter by the Cowboys. They're 14-8, 7-2 in the CBL.
Well, we split the series, and that's a good ball team over there, and they play real consistent. And yesterday we had a dogfight, or the other day we had a dogfight. On Monday they really put it to us, so we need to come out here and kind of play our type of baseball, which we did.
Was this, I don't know, the most complete game that you guys have had this season? I mean, 14-0. Gavin was locked in, a lot of runs. I mean, how would you kind of size up the way you guys played today?
Consistency-wise at the plate, I think this is probably our best performance. Consistency. Defensively, we played well, and he pitched real well today. Overall, the closer games, kind of get to see character a little bit more. And these kind of games, it's a matter of controlling and making sure you don't make big mistakes. And today, we were really able to capitalize on that. Gavin was lights out on the mound, and obviously, we did some real good things offensively.
Do you guys try to keep in mind, the CBL championship race and, in terms of staying on top of the league, or, why this game matters? Because if you win, you still have at least a share of first place. Do you guys think about that, as you go into each game?
It's in the back of our minds right now. We still got 6 games left, and so anything can happen. Big picture stuff is obviously getting to the playoffs, and it's one game at a time. And if we get there and we're there at the last game, then fair enough. But if we're not, we're just going to keep playing good baseball.
And what's it like being able to give the ball to Gavin, see him on the bump? Probably makes you look like a smart coach, right? Having him out there as much as possible.
He's been on autopilot for the last 3 years. The kid just works and works and works and works. And he doesn't. Not only does he like baseball, he's a baseball player, and he enjoys the moment. He enjoys the stresses of it. And he is one of the few guys out there that really likes the preparation that goes into becoming a complete baseball player.
All right, that was Coach Grande from Cajon. Here's a quick look at the current CBL standings. As we mentioned, Cajon and Citrus Valley tied for first place right now in the CBL going into this week. Now, let's go back to Gavin Garcia. Man, what an outing for Garcia, one of the top pitchers in the Inland Empire this season. He's been great. He's already signed with Nevada. There was a bunch of Major League Baseball scouts out at the game, and they liked what they saw, man. Gavin was pitching in the high 90s, really bringing some heat. He could definitely hear his name called in the upcoming Major League Baseball draft. It was an 11 strikeout shutout performance by Garcia against REV. He talked about the importance of that win against the Wildcats and just the pressure of being a top prospect. Here is Cajon's Gavin Garcia.
Feels great. We needed this win. The goal of every team in the CBL is to win the CBL championship and, be the best team, and we really need this. We made a statement coming out here, scoring 14 runs, putting up a run almost every inning, and I did what I had to do on the mound. My boys got me.
And the CBL's tough, man. I mean, there's a lot of teams within a couple of games, so I feel like every game's important. And I know, what was this, like the rubber match, right? You guys split the first 2 games of the series. So what do you think was the difference today, why you guys were just kind of locked in?
We just knew we needed it, and, first games of the series are always a little rough, You kind of get a feel for the teams, get a feel for everyone on their team. So, I'm glad we just came out here and did what we had to do, This is a team that I see every week, every series, and this is a team that we should be every single game.
Gavin, how do you handle the pressure having like scouts and guns up at you, and they want to see how fast you're throwing or how you handle uncomfortable situations? I mean, how do you handle that pressure when you're out there on the mound? All the eyes are on you.
Pressure is the privilege. Everyone says it. I play this game because I love it. I don't come out here for these scouts. I don't come out here to do it for them or do it for anyone else. I do it for myself, And doing it for yourself goes a long way. It takes all the pressure off, and it's just the game that you've been playing since you were a little kid and you have fun.
Is it important, to focus and just worry about the batter in front of you, as opposed to, well, who's here and who's not, and how fast was that last pitch and all that kind of stuff?
Definitely. Don't get caught up in it. You just got to work it pitch by pitch, not even batter by batter, pitch by pitch, and that's the way to do it.
And for you, I mean, I know you're going to college, you're already signed, but, a pro baseball career in the future, has that kind of always been the goal for you?
Yeah, definitely. As a kid, that was always a dream, play baseball as long as I can, as the highest level I could.
And do you feel like you're a pitcher at the next level?
Definitely.
As opposed to a field position guy?
Definitely a pitcher.
All right, let's go back into the Sports Weekly archives. That is Brandon Becker, the former Cajon High School star. He was the last Cowboy to be selected in the Major League Baseball draft back in 2015. That was 11 years ago. He went in the 17th round to the Baltimore Orioles. He was the last player from Cajon to have been picked. Aaron Brooks, we've talked about him on the show as well. He was also a Major League Baseball draft pick. So Cajon has had guys selected in the Major League Baseball draft. Gavin Garcia might be the next man up. He's got a really great shot in trying to be, again, the first Cowboy since Brandon Becker in 2015 to be selected. So best of luck to Gavin Garcia. When we come back here on Sports Weekly, we're going to talk high school football. We're also going to talk about the NFL draft. There's some local ties to San Bernardino. We'll be back on Sports Weekly on IEMG.